What is up, guys? Welcome back to Scene Invaders Podcast, episode 413. And this week, as promised, we are all going to discuss our top 5 films of 2024. This has been absolutely agonizing for me, guys. I was a dead body the other night, and I went to bed, and I laid down in the bed, and then immediately sprung to life because I was like, what am I going to do? What order am I going to put this in? I want to talk about this. I want to talk about that. So yeah, this has been my struggle of the year. So I guess if this is the worst struggle I've been through recently, it's not that bad though. But anyway, I'm Chad, guys. We know I still intermittently introduce myself. I'm Chad. I'm here. Nobody cares. Anyway, Carly, hi. How are you? How's everything tonight?
Great. Just happy to be here. Happy to talk about our favorite movies of the year.
Did you agonize over yours too?
Oh God, yeah. And I changed it around, and I mean, I had most of them already picked out between the top 5 and the honorable mentions, but I actually was just changing them around just about 30 minutes ago. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah. And like I said before, I'm working on a top 10 and bottom 5 solo video for the channel. And talk about agonizing. God, that's even worse. And that one's going to have some honorable mentions and stuff because, yeah, it's just there are too many good things this year. Too many things I want to talk about. And Mr. Brad from Canada, sir.
How's it going, eh? I did not agonize over this list.
Okay.
I'm a shallow boy. And it was like, yep, like that one. Like that one too. That was it.
See, my problem was I like that one and I like these other 17. And then, oh God, these 5 were really good too.
Well, to be fair, you guys have access to so many more goddamn movies than I do for whatever reason.
True.
At least theater wise.
We're still mad at you, Canada.
Yeah.
We have beef with you.
No, that's all right. We're going to get invaded, apparently.
Oh God. Okay, right. I'm sorry, Brad.
That's the big joke. Says one day Canada will take over and you'll all be sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
You'll have nothing to laugh about.
Not at all.
I'll be so sorry with my health care.
Okay, right. And Mr. Coach, how are you tonight, sir?
I am well. I had to actually set rules and parameters for my top 5 so that I could stick to it.
Okay.
And you
what were
still
the
didn't.
rules? I'm curious.
So it was is it a good movie overall? And then how did it make me feel at the time? And then also what my experience was.
Okay. Fair enough.
Those are kind of my parameters as well.
This may not all be the technical best Marvel of the year or any of that kind of stuff. These are the movies that we liked the most ourselves, our personal top 5, the thing we enjoyed, the things that stuck with us, all of that. So I'm very excited to hear what everybody's is. I've had access to this for a little while now, guys, and I would like to be committed for not browsing through anybody's. So I'm not sure what's on anybody's list. I know from discussions, a couple of us have some crossover, but this is going to be just as much of a surprise for all of us as it is for you guys. So we're going to start with Mr. Coach tonight, looking fresh shaven and so dapper.
Looking great, man.
He said, "Yay!" So I'm going to add you up on here, sir.
Okay.
Well, is there an honorable mention?
Oh.
Or are they
Look
in
how
your...
pretty that is.
It looks so nice.
Look at that.
Mine's going to look so ghetto.
Oh, wait for mine.
So I guess how this
mine
works...
was originally just cardstock and me holding it up. Cracked a 6-pack in an actual tutorial on how to use this, and then a child showed up and says, "You don't know how to use this, huh? Well, let me show you." I'm like, all right, calm down.
AI has not figured out the word game. If you notice the amount of frums that are
Yep.
from. But
it spelled everything right, though.
That is true. That itself is a win when it comes to AI.
Well, AI is a tool. It's not a perfection.
Facts.
So I don't know how we do this. So do I have to tell you to hit the slide?
Nope. I think you should be able to cruise through it.
How do I do that? I guess I don't have that access. So, Chad, can you hit slide 1?
Just let me know when, homie. I got you.
When?
Oh, God, no.
Nope. Okay. So there's my honorable mentions.
Okay.
I know the one in the middle. I'm gonna leave out for others. Does anybody have the one on my right?
I do not.
All of our rights. Okay. So first we'll go with Kill. Kill was this random film, we got I think, Brad, was it you that came across it first?
I came across it because up here we have a very large Hindi population, so there is a lot of Hindi movies that are featured, and which I love because the action is ridiculous, the drama is actually real, and there's not that kind of Hollywood stakes. It's not Bollywood by any means, but
Right.
Hollywood always sanitizes so many things.
Right.
Hindi cinema does not.
This movie sure
And-
didn't.
No,
No.
it was John Wick in India on a train. I mean, like it was just everything. It was a great experience overall in the theater. Like it was something I hadn't experienced at all this year. It was very unique. And then I had My Old Ass, which just made me absolutely sob and cry, and
Yep.
Yes.
just broke me. I mean, right there between the three, I mean, it's independent, and Indian theater or pictures. So this year is kind of the year of the indies. So let's go
Yeah.
to my number 5.
Wait,
All
before
right.
you go to number
Before
5.
we go to my number 5, Brad, what's up?
Okay, you see in Kill, the guy in his left hand, that weird axe with the 3 holes?
Mhm.
Mhm.
I have one
Oh, what?
What are the
Yeah.
holes for?
for pulling out nails.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Does it
Random
have a
fact. I was
special
looking at that.
name,
I'm like,
or-
I got one of those.
As this becomes a home improvement podcast, like
I throw it at boards to make it
Oh.
look cool. I don't work. Christ.
oh god, are you ready for your next one, Mr.
We
Cook?
are Screen Invaders. I'm sorry. Yes. Go ahead.
Okay.
5. Now, I know some people didn't care for it as much as I did, but this Saturday night was almost like a flashback to just all the years of growing up with Saturday Night Live. It's one of my favorite types of film. It's a ticking clock film where, like, no matter what, it's just going and going and going. That it has an end point to it. Amazing ensemble cast.
Definitely.
The way they shoot it is this kind of fly in the room as everything is just chaotically spinning around. The score adds to this amazing frantic pace. And it was just kind of a who's who of these young breakout stars.
Dylan
Like,
O'Brien.
yeah, I mean, it's the guy that was the young Chevy Chase, the young Dan
yeah.
Aykroyd. They were great in it. Seeing Philip Seymour Hoffman, some Cooper was great in it as well.
Yeah, I thought this movie was very fun. I didn't like it as much as you did, but I did enjoy it overall. I just wanted more from it. I wanted a little bit like more substance to it. But it's wildly entertaining, and it's so incredibly well acted, and just the casting choices were inspired for this movie. It's a good choice, man, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to keep a pace when you know how something's going to end.
Mhm.
Like how do you build drama when it may not happen? It happens. But I mean, like they kept me in. They kept me in it the whole time. So
Well, it sounds funny. That's always what I have a problem with prequels,
Mhm.
because there's absolutely zero stakes.
Yeah, that's
Pretty sure Obi-Wan Kenobi's going to make it.
You're right.
yeah, okay, right. Yeah, it takes the suspense away for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
On to the next.
Flip them.
We're going.
Number 4.
Oh, shit.
Kneecap.
What a great movie.
Such a I saw the trailer, and usually these days trailers kill the experience. I saw the
True.
trailer to this at a little I think it was an AMC movie, because they have a little more eclectic trailers than the Regals do around here. And this trailer sold me on it instantly.
Mhm.
The music is just incredible. It's the
Yeah, it
basic
is.
story of an Irish rap group that is rapping in the native tongue of Ireland.
Mhm.
And it's kind of an anti-colonialism film. It's a story of how the band got together. The 2 lead actors are the actual bandmates.
Mhm.
I
I was gonna say the rare biopic kind of that
Yeah.
actually stars the actual.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the biopic that stars the actual stars. When the first beat hits, you're just kind of blown away. You have kind of the old THX, like the world going by you, and then you're just sucked in.
That's cool.
But yeah, it's the music that carries it, the colonialism message that really hits the spot at the end, with a nice little Michael Fassbender hopping in and out.
Heck yeah. Coming in as serious as hell too. He just was so serious in this movie, which I love it, but it was a great contrast. I love Kneecap so much too, man. It's one that flirted so much like with my top 10 and stuff. That and 30 other things for Lord's sake. God.
Yeah, I think I was still in my seat texting Chad, like, I know you're a music guy, like you gotta check this one out.
Yep.
So is their music any good? Like, is it on
Yeah.
your Spotify rotation?
Yeah, I mean, there's stuff's on Spotify. Like, I will pop in and listen to stuff probably about once a month.
Sweet.
It is unique. It is very almost like you want to say Beastie Boys-esque, like early Beastie Boys stuff.
Yeah. Rhyme and
Because
stealing.
it is sex, drugs, rock and roll stuff.
Cool.
It's rap essentially, but it has this very like punk rock attitude. It's just it's
Mhm.
messy, it's grimy, it's in your face, and it's good stuff, man. Like it's
The
one-
accent
it's
is
just
very musical as well.
yeah.
Mhm.
It adds a lot of energy to the movie too.
All right, flip them.
We're flipping. Oh, a good one.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
So
okay.
we will pass this along, and I will
Okay.
come back later to this. I have
We're
it
coming
as
back
my
to Strange
3.
Darling, guys.
And
Or wait,
And
wait,
number
where was?
2.
Oh no, mine's higher
Nope.
than yours. I'm sorry. You talk about yours.
No,
Well,
we
no, if
talked
it's-
about it when
if
it's
it's-
higher.
It's
Oh,
higher
okay.
when
Yeah,
we
yeah.
talk
Once it
about
gets
Okay.
and then I
Um,
know we're gonna talk about this one later because
we're going to talk about this one later, but I think I have it the highest, so we're going to talk about it now. Or does anybody have it as number 1?
I have it at number 2.
All right, well, let's tag team this one, bitch.
Okay, let's do it. I mean, we've talked so much about this movie, man, and I can't get enough of it, dude. Like it's such a great movie. Mikey
Yeah.
Madison is incredible. This whole entire ensemble is incredible, and as you see, the ensemble was nominated for SAG Award today, and it's
Mhm.
absolutely deserving because there is not a player who is not pulling full weight in this movie.
Yeah, to me, it's Sean Baker at his best. Like I wrote here, like to me, the dialogue in here is so real that it really just makes you believe in every single thing that these people are going through. It's heartbreaking. It's laugh out loud funny.
Mhm.
It's dramatic. I mean, like, what more could you want out of an R-rated movie?
I agree, and for
Yeah, it
something
even
that
had sex in it too. So.
Yeah.
Strippers,
Yeah.
sex,
which is a rarity nowadays. It
Right,
seems.
yeah.
schoolgirl outfits. Oh, come on.
Some
Yeah,
And for
sexy
something that
stuff.
shifts tones so often, sometimes that can be very jarring or not
Mhm.
well done. But here it is extremely well done. All the tonal shifts really, really work, and all really come together in the end to create just a hell of an experience with a movie.
And I mean, this is a story that does involve sex work, but never does it feel gratuitous.
I agree.
Never does it feel like it's objectifying anything like yeah, it's the old thing like Showgirls thing. Like this isn't a booby picture.
Sure.
It was never sad.
Like
You know, like to deal with it. Like, yes, there were sad situations, but
Right.
the sex work and it was never. I don't know.
I just felt like it
judged.
was very realistic.
Yeah, it was never really judged, or if it was judged, it was by no one you respected anyway. So it was like
Right.
it's like, all right, it worked. It worked with it. It could have easily worked against it, but it didn't.
I agree.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Excellent. Excellent.
All
Honora,
right.
watch it, guys, for real. Watch Honora. I can't tell
Mhm.
everybody enough to watch this fucking movie. So watch it, please.
and
Number
flip it.
one. I already know what your number one.
You
should be,
know
Matt.
it's gonna
This was
be.
number
Everybody
two.
knows it's gonna
I know
be.
you're number one for sure.
Hundreds of Beavers.
Yes, sir. I had a
Up.
feeling.
Beavers.
So I put the little Ratatouille critic in the corner there because that's what it made me feel like. It transported me back to single digit age Dave or coach or whatever I'm going by these days. Like it just transported me back to just being a kid again in the slapstick. It's Looney Tunes meets Three Stooges meets Laurel and Hardy with a just kind of modern twist. It's just so good. I did flip flop, and like I have an ongoing board here at my work where like I rank my movies,
Oh, okay.
and kind of
Like
have
for everyone
always
to
have it.
see?
Yeah, it's kind
Oh,
of
sweet.
well, they come into my office. Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's not out to the world,
Okay.
but I mean,
Not
like
yet.
not yet, but basically this was flipping between 1 and 2 the entire year.
Okay.
I mean, I did have a Nora a little higher, and then ultimately like I watched all these again, and damn it, how this one holds up, and it's just fun. I know not many other people have seen it. But it's one of those, every time somebody does see it, I have a great conversation with it.
I already
saw
know
it.
I'm gonna love this. I started
saw
it
it.
one day and I was
I
dead
saw
behind.
it, and I didn't
Oh, you
want to
did?
tell you. Yeah,
Oh, when
Oh
did you
no,
see
what'd you
it?
think?
I saw it on the weekend.
Okay.
I
Did you-
fucking loved it. so
Okay,
much.
good. I keep hearing great things about it. I haven't
Oh,
had
I
a chance to
loved it
watch it.
so much.
I've seen it
stared at
appear on other like top 10 lists and stuff.
Yes,
mouth
lots.
agape, like jaw dropped. I'm like, what the hell is this so good? I was just so happy.
It's one of those, yeah, if you can get through the first 5 minutes, it's a roller coaster of like, what the hell is that?
Oh,
What
that was
the hell
my
is
favorite
that?
part, is trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. It was so good.
Oh, Brad, that makes me cry with happiness here.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah,
didn't want to tell you until tonight.
it's one of those, yeah, I love talking about this film, and I love introducing people to the film, which is kind of the reason we all do this.
Yeah.
Is, you know, the feeling you get when you turn somebody on to something that they never would have found otherwise
Yeah.
is such a great feeling.
I agree with that 100%. And that's why my number 5 is what it is this time, guys. So yeah, very much in that spirit for sure. All right, great list, sir. Very, very,
Very
good.
good.
And
Very
I
good.
thought for sure we were going to maybe have another crossover or two, but wow, I think this is going to be a lot more diverse than what I thought.
I did move some things around. I'll be honest, like, you know, like I thought about putting some other things in there. I think, Brad, when I initially shared mine with you, I had the different ones in my honorable mention.
Yeah, you did.
You know,
There was a lot of good stuff this year, man.
Yeah,
There was just
right?
a lot
It
of
was
good
really
movies.
hard.
It
and
was.
that's the
It
thing
was
when
just a
people
good
say,
movie.
"Oh, there's nothing good at,"
No,
man,
there
just
is.
keep searching.
Go look for it.
There's more good than
Go
bad.
look for it.
Yeah, I agree with that
Go
100%.
see a movie you've never heard about. You
Yeah.
know, go see a movie by the poster, not by the trailer, not by who's in it, not by word of mouth. You know, you see a poster and it says, "Huh, that is enough."
Yeah.
To either make it like the best experience or the worst. And
Take a
remember,
chance.
a bad
Yeah, one of the
bad time makes for a great story.
One of the best theater experiences I had this year was me going in literally just off of a poster. I had never even heard the name of this movie, and I was like, "This looks cool. I'm going to take a chance." And it was a great
And
horror
Sonic
movie.
the Hedgehog
The
3 was
Oddity?
awesome.
Oddity.
Yeah.
Oddity is amazing, man. So yeah, that was a pleasant surprise. But I also went and saw Tarot based off of only a poster. I'd never heard of that movie, and holy shit.
I heard
That
that
was
was
a
pretty
slog.
bad.
I didn't like that movie very much at all. That was one of those like, well, I can't wait for this to be over. Like, all right, we're
There's
gonna
more
go move on to
popcorn.
Brad from Canada. Brad Daddy, are you ready for me to bring this up onto the screen, sir?
You can bring the first one up. Now, mine doesn't have the fancy.
This is awfully fancy, sir.
I know.
Well, you can thank Coach for that, because yeah, he asked his AI buddies to make that, and I'm like, well, it's better than the card stock that I had held up. Now, this was one of two, because the other ones had Brad Scene Invaders from the Scene Canada from top
Real.
five
That's
From
real.
the scene.
Canadian friend film fun. And I'm like, I should have put that one. That was good. Too.
The only thing that would make this better if it said Brad from Canada from top 5 films from 2024.
So,
But the maple leaf is lit. I love it.
I see
Well,
they
yeah,
didn't get the hands right again.
No.
No.
Yeah,
They do a
And
lot
I
of
I was
don't
going to
know-
take over one day, but not yet, guys. Not
I'm
yet.
trying to figure out what the tube of glue or lube or whatever it
It
is.
looks like it's squirting something.
Yeah, that's apt.
Oh my god! It knows you too
Yeah.
well, Brad Daddy.
If you look hard
Oh,
enough,
man.
you can find dicks here. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do my honorable mention on this screen, because
Please.
it's I didn't go fancy like Dave, as you'll see. My honorable mention is Dune Part 2.
Okay.
And
So great.
it was, I don't like the word epic, because it wasn't epic. What it was a fantastic continuation of a great story and a wonderful build of a character you weren't really sure you were on board with
Mhm.
from the first one. He was a hero because you were told he was. In the second film, he became that hero. He proved himself. He found his voice, no pun intended, with Wearing Way and whatnot, but just his stance, his confidence, his stature. Timothy Chalamet does not look like a very imposing figure.
Or intimidating.
Mhm.
Not at all. He looks like a stiff breeze would knock him over. But in this movie, just the way he held his gait, he looked regal and impressive and formative.
Yeah. And he
And
has a
that's
sense in
what
everything. I think.
really just hit me. I've read the books and I know where the story is going. It has one of my favorite characters and actors, Fade, in it. And just to watch these skinny boys be impressive was fun to watch.
Okay, right there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a vision. It's visionary and it's incredible.
It
and
is
so
It-
impressive, and it's just a feat for sure.
Canadian director Denis Villeneuve
I
or
love him. He's
Villeneuve or whatever you want.
I think it's Villeneuve.
Old Denny
However
V.
you fucking pronounce it.
Yeah,
Right. Needs any
French,
that's
French Canadian prick. You know,
Are you ready for your next slide, sir?
5 Alive.
Oh shit.
And number 5 was A Complete Unknown,
Okay.
the Bob Dylan story, also starring Mr. Timothée Chalamet.
Oh,
And
I'm sorry, Brad. Did anybody hear the Nikki Glaser
yes.
Adam Sandler joke on
No.
this?
No.
Oh no, tell it.
So Nikki Glaser is saying, "Oh, Chalamet sounds like something Adam Sandler would say." Adam Sandler, are you in the crowd? He's like, "Yep." Can I get a Chalamet? He's like, Chalamet.
Yes.
Okay, I gotta watch that.
I'm
Yeah, Nikki
sorry.
Glaser was great.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you kidding? That's awesome. I love
Just, I'm gonna be there to Chalamet.
it.
He was a good sport about it too, for sure.
Well, you
Yeah.
gotta be.
Yeah.
Millionaire, wealthy, Oscar soon. Um, I'll be the first one to say that I am the absolute worst when it comes to recency bias.
Oh, okay.
It seems like the latest movie I've ever seen is always the best movie because I'm such a junkie for that good movie high experience. And this one didn't do that for me. But I just sat there and I absorbed the story, which kind of hit me right at the perfect time, right at the way I was feeling of Bob Dylan and evolution on where you start, where you are, and where you go. And I think it is actually a pretty important message for anybody feeling kind of stuck that you don't need to be stuck. You can evolve. You're going to piss people off. But anybody that pisses you off for wanting you to stay the same,
Mhm.
you're going to make just as many meaningful friends, fans, followers for what you become.
hmm
So I think the message beyond the absolute fantastic performances and just like I said, hand up 4 Oscars.
Yeah.
Like right now, I think Boyd Holbrook's going to get one. I know frickin' Timothy Chalamet is going to get one. Ed Norton and the Fanning girl. I forget which one she is.
Monica Barbaro got a SAG award today. She played Joan Baez in the movie.
Yeah, she was fantastic too.
Yeah.
She was
I think
great.
she was a surprise nomination.
Yeah, everybody was pretty perfect in it, and it's not that typical like fame wrecked me and now I'm on drugs and
Sure.
make comeback story. No, this was a little chunk of a few years of Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I saw it.
And just to think about the amount of effort that Timothy Chalamet put into this performance, the learning he had to do this is
he's
incredible and impressive.
Pretty spot on. Pretty spot on from what I know about Bob Dylan. I've never met Bob Dylan, so I can't really say.
Okay, right.
Right.
But when I do, I'm going to say, hey, Timothy Chalamet does you better than you. in the
Okay, right. He was an amazing you.
Yeah, better than you actually. Yeah,
Good
All
choice, and still something I plan to see, guys. It's still at my theater, so I'm gonna try to catch it while it's there, man.
Did you guys have a chance to watch the special talking about We Are the World?
No.
Where
Yes, that was
oh my
awesome.
god, that
So
okay,
good.
that's a great. I think it's on Netflix, and it goes over the whole like how they came up with the song and how they got everybody together. But there's a part in it that, bless his soul, the part with Bob Dylan is fucking hilarious
Oh,
yeah.
because you can tell he's
Yes.
he's not a
freaking
he's not
out.
he's not a singer, he's a songwriter.
Mhm.
So he's like just trying to like look like he's singing. It was
Belongs.
just the cutest thing. I would definitely recommend it.
When Stevie Wonder basically had to talk him off the ledge, like, no,
Yeah.
man, you're good, you're good,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Like, no, man, look at all these fucking people. Look at everybody.
Yeah.
They're all them. I'm me. What am I doing here?
Aw.
You ready for your next one, sir?
Yes, sir.
Oh God, Brad Daddy's number 4. Oh shit.
Oh.
Okay. I know you were dying to see this earlier in the year.
The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Finally happened.
It's well, the story behind this is I saw this coming out. I like old time war movies. I love Henry Cavill, Alan Richardson. I love the cast, and I like the director. And I was waiting to see it, and then I went on my app and I wanted to buy a ticket, and I could not find it anywhere in any of the theaters. Like I was willing to drive to see this,
Sure.
and it wasn't anywhere. And then I discovered, oh, it's not playing in Canada.
Oh,
Do you know why?
Ew.
is it too
No reason.
violent?
No reason.
I'm sorry.
No reason. Just cause.
Not playing.
Just not playing. So that really, I tried to pirate it. I tried to do everything and it just didn't happen. Eventually it came on Prime. So I sat down and watched it and loved it. Now that's to go through all that and actually enjoy the film and not just be mad at it. That's a big thing.
Sure.
Because there has been so many movies that I wanted to see and wanted to love. Like, I need to love this movie, and then I just despised it.
Yeah.
This actually, it fit the bill for me, and it was a great movie to watch. Now, I think I'm the only one that thought so, because I think I'm the only one that ever watched it. It did not do well. It did not do well in
I have not seen it.
anything. But I mean, the character that Henry Cavill plays was kind of the inspiration for Ian Fleming's James Bond. So it is a true story. As true as any story is.
Sure.
Right.
Okay.
Don't let the truth
Embellished.
get in the way of a good story. So,
Right.
but it was not a paint by numbers action movie. It did not have a 3-act structure, and you were just kind of along the ride with these very pretty people doing adventurous things. But yeah, number 4, Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. It really hit for me, and I've watched it like a dozen times.
Okay. Oh wow. That is love right there. Good Lord. It's like me with the substance, man.
Mhm.
Insane. Okay, ready for 3.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God, Brad Daddy's number 3. Oh, I knew this would have to be on here. Man.
Moved.
It moved.
It moved.
The Bike Riders. Yeah. Starring Eddie Comer, Austin Butler, Tom Hardy. The story of one of the original biker gangs that eventually spun out of control, but the origins are so pure and so fun. Just taking some misfits and bringing them together. It was, again, no 3-act structure, based upon a true story. Holy shit, I just realized that. Like, so far, the first 3 of mine are true stories.
Nothing wrong with
Don't
that.
worry, the next 2 are not. My father was not a biker, but he was biker adjacent. He had motorcycles. I had motorcycles, and I knew these people growing up. Like, they would come over to my dad's shop, and like someone were plucked right off the screen, and like us, I know these people. So the performances in this were amazing. Austin Butler, I
It's
don't know, she's
always
got those eyes, just can be very intense, very silly, but he's always present. And Tom Hardy with that ridiculous voice
I love it. I love
sold
him in
it.
Yeah.
He sold it. So I don't know. I think this is just one of the ones that made me feel like a kid again.
Yeah.
Just from the experience. But I was sitting there in the theater, and once it's over, I watched all the credits, and I just sat there and I just breathed for a little bit, and I'm like,
Mhm.
that feels very familiar.
Mhm.
And then I left the theater and I went and I saw it again.
Okay. It's like a warm blanket feeling.
Yeah, and I don't have no freaking like fancy card. I had to pay again to see it, so yeah.
Okay, right. There it is. So
I should've
that's
just
serious
sat there.
business. And I have to say, Jodie Comer in this movie is incredible.
Yes.
I thought she
That
was the
accent.
MVP of this.
Oh,
She
that
murdered
accent
it.
was great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She gave
she
it
was-
her all. Have you seen this one, Carly?
I have not, and I've heard about her accent. What type of accent is it?
It's Chicago.
Oh,
Yeah.
Chicago.
Chatan.
Okay.
And she goes for it, man. But she's very good. It is a great movie. I liked it quite a bit. And yeah, like he said, there's this sort of like nostalgic, warm blankety vibe to it that it's like the kind of thing you could throw on kind of at any time and just sort of, even though it's dealing with kind of difficult subject matter, sort of have this like warm, inviting
It
feeling.
can
to it.
be difficult, but it's nothing. There was no surprises, honestly, with it. Like, there's nothing like, oh my god, I can't believe that happened. I'm like, I knew that was gonna happen,
Yeah.
but I was kind of like angry that it happened the way it happened, and I
Sure.
was like, oh
Mhm.
come on, man. Why? I'm never right about anything else. How come I'm right about that? Yeah. So my
Okay.
number 2, please.
Number 2. Oh God. Oh shit.
Oh, okay. It's
Well,
a
we're
fun
gonna
one.
go the
I love this
commercial
movie so
I
much.
best.
did too.
So we'll do the Deadpool Wolverine. Now, the year was 2000. Yeah. I was 25 years old, and through my just recently upgraded dial-up to cable modem, I was perusing trailers, and a simple thing flashed on the screen, and it was just an X. And then it said X-Men. And I said, what the fuck? No way. So then I perused some more, and I found that there's an X-Men movie. And I'm like, oh my God, who's playing? That
Okay, right.
was
Very
awful.
2000.
That was pretty great. Yeah, 10 minutes to watch one tit.
Yep.
I
You gotta bring a book or a magazine to wait for the page to
think that's a
load.
Yeah.
nipple. I
Pretty much.
think that could be a nipple.
Maybe.
So, then I dove into it and found out about this gentleman that recently starred in Oklahoma. Hugh Jackman is playing Wolverine. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Halle Berry as Storm, and like Jane Marsden, Jess. I was like, oh my God, okay, I'm in. And I waited with bated breath to see this movie. I watched it, whether it was good, bad, or ugly. I loved it because it was X-Men. Big
Mhm.
X-Men fan.
Mhm.
Had a stack of comics, like 4 long boxes full of comics. Read them all, watched the movie, read them again, went back to the theater, and never ever thought, because I was realistic, that okay, this is going to be a kids movie. Let's just be happy with this. And then Fox did all their things, which led up to this. And I had a shit-eating grin on my face the entire stretch of this movie. I went to this theater 4 times to see it.
Wow.
I went by myself twice with friends, and just loved it. The chemistry is hilarious. A lot of people were there for Deadpool. I was there for Wolverine,
Mhm.
just to see him pull the mask on, murder everybody, all the F-bombs, everything. Everyone's seen this movie. It made $1 trillion.
Yeah.
And is still making freaking money. It's
Yeah.
still in a small independent theater by me.
Oh wow.
And people are still going.
Wow. Yeah.
So, yeah. It was
One
a
of the
good
biggest of the
idea.
year, man.
It was a good idea for Ryan Reynolds to leak that footage
Yeah.
Mhm.
X amount of years ago, whatever.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
so good. Like I was such a huge fan of the X-Men comics. I read Uncanny X-Men like in the 90s and stuff
Yep.
like that. So this was just a pure treat for me too. I actually totally forgot about this one. I don't know why it's not on my list. It's not even in my honorable mentions, but
wow.
you're right. This is a great fucking movie and it
It
was
is.
definitely made for the fans.
Oh yeah, it's normally don't really like pandering to fan service. It's like,
They
okay,
did it right.
they
Mhm.
so did it right.
Yeah.
I mean, you had Chris Evans as Johnny Storm.
Well, that
Oh
was-
my
yeah.
god, that part flame on. I was like,
So good.
What? Yeah, like that part is
What
like,
now?
but that's
Oh,
why it's
fuck.
great, because it's like it's pandering, but it's not at the same time. It's like,
yeah.
you guys all want to see Cap. Oh, nope, no, you're not gonna see him.
That wasn't Cap.
I tell you, I was on the verge of tears because of the amount of joy that Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds as performers. You
Oh,
could
yeah.
see how much
Mhm.
fun they were having.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
it just bled through the screen, along with just the most blood I have ever seen. I mean, the point where Johnny Storm, his torch is put out, was just hysterical.
But my favorite line, I don't. It's not one of the biggest lines ever. I mean, there's so many throwaways. I mean, but it's when Johnny Storm all the fire falls off. He lands on his crotch and stuff like that. Everyone's kind of looking at each other, and just Wolverine says, "We don't know him."
Yeah, right.
I don't know why. I burst out laughing. Everyone else in the theater, and every time I went, the 4 times, the theater was packed,
Yeah.
and everyone was
Mhm.
just there. I'm positive the audience contributed to my good time because it
Yes.
was just the energy in it was fantastic. It was intoxicating. Everybody was respectful. Nobody yelled at the screen or anything like that. It was just nothing but just constant laughter.
Yeah. Yeah.
And did
And-
people cheer when Blade showed up? Because they did.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were like went crazy. I was like, I wasn't
They-
even expecting. I was like, oh my god.
No, they
This
went
is
batshit
awesome.
for Blade. They went batshit for Gambit. Like, yeah, it was pretty perfect the way they rolled everything out. And even when they were going to face off against Cassandra's army, and then you see Wolverine get out of the back, people stood up and
Mhm.
roared, and it was like, this is fun. Like, you don't get this kind of reaction for when
No.
your team scores a touchdown, for God's sakes. Like,
Right.
the people have been waiting for this for a long freaking time,
Mhm.
and if you wait long enough, you get everything you ever wanted.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
And I have to say about this too. My MVP here was Dogpool. Everyone knows that I was feeling
Oh, you're
Dogpool.
so cute.
Oh my god, it was the best thing in the world. And the thing I loved about this movie, especially with it now being under Disney, was that comedy has become so sanitized, and this movie is
Oh, yeah.
anything but that.
yeah.
It went just as hard, if not harder, than any of the previous entries, and I thought it was absolutely hilarious. Everything was on the table. Everything was there to be made fun of. Everything was there to be joked at, have a good time with.
And it did.
And I would love to see more of that in movies. And Deadpool absolutely delivered
Please.
on that. One of the best comedies I've seen in a while, for sure.
Mhm.
They're going to make something more. You know,
I hope so.
you don't. Oh well, this one made $1 billion. That
Right.
was enough, right? And
Right,
every
never
other
enough.
Marvel starving people are like, no, we need more, please. Oh
Okay,
my
right.
God.
As long as they don't
We-
run it into the ground, I'm here for it.
I don't think it saved anything. I don't think it resurrected anything.
No.
It's its own story,
Mhm.
but it
It-
was. It was.
I
a
think
great
I had
story.
said it before that this is the sorbet in the mouth
Yes.
in the Marvel universe. It is okay. Everybody relax. Let's get the bad taste out of our mouth. Let's get to the next course.
Yep.
And this is just we can forget about all the bad stuff we've done.
Yeah. Get your special socks out, nerds. This is going to be good.
Okay, right, Max?
To leave them on.
Oh my god, I'll never live it down, guys. Chris still makes fun of me about it.
Well, at least Carly doesn't. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, wait, yeah, we're good.
That's okay. Hey, I've left him on before too. It's okay. We'll be stock buddies.
It's fair game, guys. Sometimes things just
Get
Half
cold
past.
too.
It's gonna be an ongoing Scene Invaders gift exchange every Christmas.
Oh god.
It's just we just get each other pairs of
Socks.
socks.
New socks. New socks. New
socks.
socks, everybody.
As we edge closer and closer to Feet Invaders every episode.
Well, Carly did say she has very cute feet. So
That's
It's
true.
true. I do.
Okay, are you ready for your number one, sir?
my number one.
Daddy's number one. About to flip this slide. I had a feeling.
Number one, Boy Kills World. And you can tell what kind of an eclectic group we have since I have no crossover with anybody.
That's what's great. I love that's what I love.
And that
it
is
for.
exactly why you should keep coming back, because everyone has their own taste, their own flair. And I don't give a shit if it was a good movie. This was my favorite movie.
Hey, I liked it. So
I love this movie so much. This is another movie I went and seen in the theater a few times, and when there's nothing else on, when I should be watching something that everybody else recommended, I'm like, nah, let's see if Boy's Still Killing the World.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
The story of a deaf mute orphan revenge tale to go kill someone that killed his family, but they didn't really. And the guy from the raid was there, and Archer's voice is his internal monologue. And my God, Bill Skarsgård is becoming one of my absolute favorite actors ever.
Me too.
He's not necessarily in the best stuff, but he is the best stuff in it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Always great.
He is so damn good. And he has zero dialogue in this. He has the internal voice, but those buggy-like eyes and that pretty face just fit the voice so well. He does more acting with his shoulders than most actors do with their entire body. Just the body language, and man, they went for this. This is a raid level martial arts extravaganza with an imaginary Jiminy Cricket that is his sister, who insists that she should don the disguise of a butterfly ninja, and he
it was
surmises
so sweet.
butterflies and ninjas blend in, butterflies don't. That's an illogical costume. And just I can't. Is there a way to explain this movie? No.
Mm-mm.
No, there's not. There's not. There is a lot of kung fu action. There is a lot of ridiculous lines. There's a cereal company sponsoring Purge Kill Fest on television. If that doesn't sell you,
It sounds lit to me. I need
It
to
was real
watch this for
fun.
sure.
it
Yeah.
was so real fun, and had the most painful thing I've ever seen in a movie, in which where a guy with a long toenail uses an open wound to climb up
Oh,
to extract a little more pain. And yeah,
that's hardcore. Good lord.
layer two
Oh.
is fucking insane. Yeah,
Is this in your Plex, Coach? Oh, I just
Doesn't
wasn't sure
matter.
if you knew off the top of your head.
Check.
I see it.
Yeah, right. No, I need to see it. It's something that's been on my list, and so many movies, so little time, guys. Good lord.
If it's not, it will be.
Okay, there it is. Leave it to Coach. He's our dealer.
Scene Invaders brought to you by Plex.
And Coach on Plex.
And
Okay,
Coach
right.
on
Yeah,
Plex.
no doubt, dude.
Yeah.
Good lord.
But
Yeah, good list, man. And that's why,
Those are
again,
my high five. Like I said, we are quite the diverse crew, and you can enjoy something off that list, or email me and say you're stupid. That's cool too.
right? Yeah, leave a
No.
comment. Let us all know how dumb we are for whatever we pick.
Let us know how shitty our taste in
I'm
movies
That's
yeah,
are.
go
right.
for it.
Thought this was
I
a
always
movie
think-
podcast, not an asshole podcast. Yeah, clever.
All the
clever
time,
boy.
I'm notorious for recommending something, and people are like, "What is wrong with you?" I'm
Aw.
like, sorry, that's just happened to like this guy. most
pretty sure
infamous-
you were saying that to me when you said, "Oh, Chad, I think the coffee table. I think you'd enjoy that."
No, I was dying to see it.
Oh.
And I did. I mean, I did like it, but man, it was one of the most uncomfortable viewing experiences I had this year. And like, there's a part of me that wants to recommend it because it's so insane, but like, it is a tough watch.
I heard
dude,
it's
for
pretty
sure.
rough.
It is
Coffee
wild
table?
as hell.
Don't tell me it's on your Plex. I know it is. Oh, I can't wait.
Oh yeah, it's on his Plex, bro.
Shut up.
And maybe I actually will revisit that movie again one day. Like, it
We
really
shall.
just threw me for a loop. It caught me off guard, and ooh, wild stuff. All right, we're gonna go to Miss Carly. Miss Carly has a top 5 of the year with some honorable mentions. I'm dying to know what's on here. I know we
Yeah,
at
yeah.
least have one crossover, so I'm curious
Yes.
to know if anything else crosses over here. Are we crossing streams, Carly?
We might be.
Intel Dork's favorite. Do you need me to wait before I move on to the next screen?
No, you can go ahead and
See,
go.
that looks classy. That's cool.
It does look nice. Mine
Well,
looks like
that's going to be the best part of it. The rest is like bare bones. So I tried. All right, so we have
Oh.
honorable mentions here. We got Cuckoo, which was really great. I really liked
Yeah.
it. It was
it's great.
batshit fucking crazy.
Yes.
I don't think they quite stuck the landing of it, but I still
I
really
agree.
appreciated everything that they did in it. Dan Stevens is in it, Hunter Schafer. They were both excellent in it.
Mhm.
Not much else I can say about it other than I would definitely recommend you watch it.
Yeah, I agree.
Um,
Watch Cuckoo, guys.
So the next one is Abigail, which also has Dan Stevens in it. Just so happens to have it. I would have to say this is definitely one of the most fun times that I had watching a movie. It's more of a vampire genre flick, more in the vein of kind of 80s type movies.
But it
So I
really,
really-
dumps it on its head.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
It's
fun.
so fun.
One
Oh,
of
yeah.
the best line readings of the year with "That's a fucking onion."
yeah. Did you see this movie?
Fucking
Coach?
onion, Sammy.
No, but I mean the it's a fucking onions.
Yeah.
Just has been on Twitter repeatedly,
Yeah.
and it's like anytime it hits my timeline, I'm like, "Yep, we're gonna play it."
And I
It's
actually
good.
think you might enjoy this, Coach. It's pretty fun. It's certainly not scary. It's just a
No,
fun
not scary at all.
blast,
No.
No.
a good time.
Yes, definitely recommend. Then we have The Wild Robot, which I feel like is really a great movie for both parents and children. Both my kids loved it. I cried. It was
Oh.
great. It almost made my top 5, but just didn't quite make it up there because
Yeah.
I liked the other ones better.
Sure.
And then, of course, Honora, which again was so close to making the top 5. So
Mhm.
good, but didn't make it.
Yeah. And bring your tissues for the Wild Robot, guys. Good lord. if you haven't
Yes.
seen
Oh my
it,
God.
grab 'em on
Especially if
early
you're a
next.
parent. I mean, even
Yes.
if you're not a parent though, but it just it definitely hits even harder if you are a parent.
Even if you're the creepy only guy that
Me.
went
Me,
without
Coach.
the family, and just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Aw.
oh man, are they going to call the police on us for being here?
Yeah.
Coach and I are
I-
like at Inside Out 2 this year by ourselves at the Wild Robot by ourselves, crying, looking crazy.
Well, I'm getting ready
I'm
to drag.
giving a very like a 500-mile hug to Chad as I'm watching
Exactly.
the movie.
Well, I'm getting ready to drag Sophie to Frozen 3, and she's like, I don't want to see it. And I'm like, listen, little girl,
I
we
didn't
have
know
put a
that was
lot of time in these freaking movies, so you're coming because I'm not
Okay.
getting arrested again. Damn wild robot.
It's like you've gotten me invested in Frozen now. So okay, ready for next slide?
Yes.
Oh God, here it comes. Number 5.
All right, number 5.
Oh.
Oh, it cut off, but it's Strange Darling. I fucking love this movie. I love that it's told
Yes.
out of sequence. You are really led to believe it's going somewhere, another place, but then it ends up totally shifting and it keeps shifting. And you're like, oh, this new perspective. It totally changes what I just saw. It's like, it's so good. I really liked it. Kyle Gallner is in it. So sexy, great mustache.
Powerful mustache.
I forgot what the chick's name is, but she's really great too. She was in Reacher season 1.
Willa
Willa
Philip
Fitzgerald.
Fitzgerald.
Yes, yes. So she was great too. I love this movie. I thought it was really great. Definitely, it's definitely a movie that you want to watch more than once, just so you can
yeah.
see everything that you might have missed at the first time that you watched it. But I really loved it.
You'll never see pancakes the same way ever
Has
again.
anybody
You're
tried
like
to
a whole
recreate the
stick of
breakfast?
butter. Like,
Has anybody tried to
yeah, that
recreate the
breakfast
breakfast?
scene.
You know what? I'm
No.
writing it down right now.
I
It's
would.
one of those I always think about. Yeah, somebody had to do a YouTube, and you know what? If nobody did a YouTube thing on it yet, I think we're going to do a Scene Invaders.
I think we have to try.
Yes.
cooking.
The four of
with,
us try and recreate that ridiculous breakfast.
Yeah, this movie is it's just so wildly entertaining. I had to watch it again to make sure it held up after
Mhm.
the first viewing, and it really does, guys. This is a hell of a wild ride, and it was vying for a place amongst my other 40 fucking things that I had to pick from, and and that's why
You
it's
know,
just,
I was just thinking if there's a binging with Babbage of that pancake scene. Have you guys ever seen that? Yeah.
oh, I love
No.
him. Yeah,
So he
Oh,
basically
God.
does food things from movies and recreates them.
Oh, okay.
So like
that needs
it's
a
actually,
recreation.
yeah, it's a really
Mhm.
great YouTube channel, but I'm gonna have to see if he has done the Strange Darling.
Well, when she says what's that, and he says Sunday breakfast, and she starts like just force feeding it. I'm like, one bite, you're good. One bite and you're good. You got calories for the next 4 years. You're good.
And who the hell was on the puzzle they were putting together? I cannot remember.
Oh God, I forgot to.
Ah,
Oh, it was
damn.
some. Oh fuck! I can't, it was no, it wasn't Obama. It was somebody.
No, it was like a teen idol, like an 80s teen
Oh,
idol.
fuck! I can't
Ah,
remember.
I can't remember. But
Like
yeah, this
Michael
movie
J.
is
Fox or something.
No, but that sounds familiar. I don't know. I don't
Steve
think it was
Urkel?
that though. No,
I don't know. He's there.
true. He
But
was.
yeah, this movie's lit. This is one I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna try to get Chris to watch.
Oh, he'd like it.
Yeah, I think so too. I definitely think so because I'm kind of trying to. I think he's trying to help me expand my world of musicals and stuff, and I'm trying to help him expand into
Better.
horror adjacent
Thriller, yeah.
type thriller things that I think he would actually enjoy. And I mean, I made him watch The Substance, for God's sake. If you can make it through that, then you're good for Strange Darling for sure.
Yes, he would definitely enjoy it then, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, I'm
Okay, ready for the next one? All right.
All right,
Oh,
Oddity.
Ooh.
love this movie.
So this one, I went back and forth with it, but I ultimately decided to put it on the list because I feel like more people do need to talk about it or see it.
Yes.
I really like this. It's kind of a slow burn,
Mhm.
but it totally worked for me. It was, I don't know if I'd call it the scariest movie that I watched this year or last year, but it's definitely, it was so effective with building dread. I
Mhm.
was just like, oh my God, it was so good. And the setups and the payoffs, again, this is kind of told non-linearly as well.
Mhm.
So I really like that about it because you think it's going in one way, but then it totally changes. You're like, oh, okay, so that's what happened there
Mhm.
or whatever. So it was very effective to me. I loved it.
And this is a rare film. I think jump scares in films are incredibly lazy a lot of the time.
Yes.
But this had some of the most effective jump scares I've ever seen.
Yes. Absolutely.
They really worked. Like my blood ran cold a couple of times where I was like, holy shit. Like I can't believe like I have these sustained goosebumps for like this amount of time over this. And I'm with you on this. I don't know that this was the movie that maybe scared me the most this year. This was maybe like the scariest experience that I had like during, like in the theater.
Yes.
But it never stuck with me.
No, it didn't
outside
stay.
the
Yes,
theater.
exactly.
I had other things stick with me a little bit more, but this movie is incredible, guys. I am with her 100%. If you have not seen Oddity, God, you have to. Coach, do not see Oddity. You will hate this movie. I know you will not like this at all.
And I like it because it wasn't like overly bloody or anything, but it had
Right.
a lot of I really love the main character. She actually plays dual roles with
Mhm.
playing twin sisters. It was just really great. I loved the whole setup, the whole payoff at the end. The end scene just really hit for me. It was great.
I agree. And there's another film from this director that I still have not seen called Caveat.
Yeah.
That I guess a lot of people really, really liked, and I need to seek that out because if it's anywhere near as good as Oddity, I am absolutely here for it. An excellent movie. Yeah, this is one. Yeah, I think we established this already. I saw the poster for this, had never heard of it. And I was like, I'm just gonna go see Oddity one day, and I left just blown away by this movie.
Yeah, that freaking doll thing. Ooh,
Oh my God.
it's so creepy.
Oh
Ooh, they did. It was so effective.
I
So
was gonna
good.
see it until you said doll thing, and I can't do it.
Okay,
Well,
right.
it's the thing on the
He's still scarred
poster.
from long
It's the
legs.
thing-
He's still
yeah.
scarred from long
Trust me,
legs.
I think you'd still like it though. I
Yeah.
really do. I think you should give it a shot.
It's just
All
it's
right,
a
well,
supernatural
it-
murder mystery.
Yes,
my,
yes.
It's my quest to see every movie that everyone has on their high five list here.
Yeah.
Well, good. If you do watch it, let me know what you think.
Yes.
Okay.
We need to know for sure. Okay, you ready for next one?
Yep.
Here it comes, guys.
All right,
I
Thelma.
love this movie too.
Oh my
Oh,
god. Okay.
great
This
list.
was like, this is like the feel good movie of the year, especially if you love your grandma or your nana, whatever you call them.
Uh-huh.
Like this movie just hit all the right spots for me. I actually just recently rewatched it with my mom. She was really surprised that I liked it. She loved it. I mean, seriously, it is one of the funniest movies that I've watched all year.
Absolutely.
I consistently laughed. It was full of heart. It was everything that I wanted in a movie. Like I had a smile on my face the entire time throughout this entire movie. So good.
Yeah, Richard Roundtree being in it the whole time. I'm like,
Yes.
what's Shaft? What's Shaft doing in this movie? Why is Shaft here?
And oh my god,
Because
every
she's that
time
bad
that
mother.
every time the old people would, oh my god, the running joke where old people would see other old people and think that they
Yes.
knew each other. I was like, oh my god.
It's so
Do
real.
I know you? I don't know. You look familiar too. It was just so sweet. And her not being able to, use the internet, like having to navigate things and making it like it was an old person movie in the vein of an action movie.
Yes.
And they just really made it work. I absolutely adored it.
Yeah, I agree. This is one too that like I knew nothing about this movie, and I
Mhm.
saw that Coach was going to see it, and I was
Yeah.
looking at my AMC locally one
Dolores.
day, and I was like, "Oh, well, Coach is seeing that. I don't even know what this is. I'm not even going to look it up. I'm just going to go into it blind." And it was just I laughed so much, had such a blast. This I can't recommend this highly enough. It's perfect, and like Carly said, it's literally for everyone. You can watch it with your family, and
Mhm.
I maybe not the youngest of youngest aren't going to maybe quite find it as funny, but like this is a good this would be a great movie like on Christmas with the family.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, this is one of those like you can bring teenagers and they'll like, oh man, do I have to?
Yeah,
And
But
they'll
then
be
they'll still
afterward.
like it.
Yeah,
You'll
afterward,
find
you're like,
something.
"Did you
They'll
like it?"
enjoy
it was okay.
Yeah, right.
okay, right.
But I
I
like
didn't want to like it, but I did like
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, ready for
That's,
two.
that's good. That's a
Yep.
good one. That's a good one.
Here we go. Oh my god, I'm so excited for these guys. I feel like it's Christmas.
All right,
Oh,
Snack Shack.
I should have known this was. Yeah, I should have known this. I
Yeah,
didn't
this
think about that.
was oh god, I forgot the guy's first name, the director, writer, director, something Reamer. But he did this, and the movie before it was Dinner in America.
Yeah.
And both are excellent. But Snack Shack is a coming of age story. I think it was kind of loosely based off of his experiences when he was growing up in Nebraska. But I love this. It was super fucking funny.
It is.
I mean, obviously it's more of kind of a comedy / dramedy, but it really worked for me. The two kids, their friendship dynamic totally works. You definitely believe that they're best friends.
It's heart. They have so
Yes.
much heart.
Yes, everything worked in this movie. I want to say the only thing that was a little off-putting was the fact how old they were. But then I was thinking, well, I was kind of like that too around that age. So I don't know. But yeah, I
Yeah.
really love this movie.
Adam Remeyer.
Adam,
yeah.
okay. Remar. Yes.
Yeah, this is it's so warm and nostalgic and like another warm blanket movie and something I could throw on as like a comfort watch at literally any time. It's so,
I like the time period.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
the 90s. We don't get a lot of boys kind of coming of age movies. And I know that Dee Dee came out this year and I
Mhm.
enjoyed that one, but I really like this one way more. This one just really hit for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it was
mean,
kind
like,
of the. Sorry, go ahead.
sorry, no, it's so hard to do a really good coming of age. Like, you can
Mhm.
do an average one that everybody's like, yeah, okay, it's kind of forgettable. but to do like a really good coming of age movie, I mean, like is just stands the test of time.
And they don't really do them anymore
No.
because it's hard to, like, in 30 years, like, is a coming of age movie is like people doing TikTok dances?
I mean, honestly,
No, seriously, because a
Yeah.
coming of age movie, nobody has the experiences that, dare I say, we had back in the day. Because
and this is very our time period.
Yes.
coming of
For the
age
most
was
part.
actually being outside and just bullshitting with friends.
Your
And
parents not knowing where you were, and
No
Latchkey
cell phones.
kids.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
no social media, no cell phones, no.
no, there was no accountability.
Right.
Mhm.
So you just had to know that you couldn't be a fuck up.
Yeah.
You know, that was in the back of your head, or don't get caught.
Right.
hmm
Yeah.
And this is
So that-
Gabriel LaBelle in this, right? That was in Saturday Night.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Same
Okay.
actor.
And- yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Great movie, man. I really like this a lot.
Ultimate
list,
summer
guys.
movie. It's a good
Okay,
one.
You
ready
have
for
to
your next
be
one? I
in
know
that.
what your next one is, girl.
And the
Oh yeah,
BMX.
you got to know what it is.
I know what the next one is. I'm so excited about it. And we can
All
talk
right.
about it here.
The Substance, of course.
Received
Dude,
a
it's-
55-minute standing ovation in my living room the other night from me after watching it. Like,
Dude, and of course you shared that behind the scenes thing.
yes.
And then after I
Yeah.
watched that, I was like, "Fuck!" I mean, like this is even better.
Yeah,
I'm
it
glad
makes
that
it
this
even
is
better,
already my
man.
number one. Like this just cements that. It's
Mhm.
just, oh my god, I loved everything about this movie. This movie just worked on every single level for me. It had a fucking practical effects. Especially after watching that the making of, I didn't
Mhm.
realize all of that shit was like done in camera. I
Yeah.
thought most of it
Yeah.
was, but I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
Some
this is
kind
even
of
more impressive than I thought.
Yeah, they really
So-
she went hard on doing the in-camera stuff, and it pays off here for sure.
She
It's some
did.
of the most impressive practical effects I've seen of anything ever.
Yeah,
And it
they-
was like so effective with just the visual storytelling, because there's not a lot of dialogue in
Right.
it. It's, oh man, it just really worked for me. And it, not only that, but it worked for 3 generations of women. Like my
Mhm.
daughter watched it, she loved it, I watched it, and my mom watched it, and we all fucking loved it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it was
And I think
just
this is a rare film that's like this. When you hear body horror, that's absolutely a niche genre that most people are not all that into.
exactly.
But this is a weird film this year that, despite being that, crossed over into so many other, like, to so many people, and so many people have so much respect for this. I mean, God, it's getting nominated for like Best
I was
Picture
about
for
to
like
say, it
award.
crossed over into like award acclaim. where-
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
body
More.
horror with a message. I
Yeah.
mean, that's why you have so many people holding on to it. Is it was able to tell a story that most people would blow off.
Yeah.
Especially like after the Me Too movement and everything like
Well,
that. You have a little bit of fatigue.
That's the big thing. It told a story, but it didn't hit you with a hammer of the story.
No, it
You know,
shot
it
shrimp
told.
in your face.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And
Well,
I
see, I
will
don't think there's
say,
anything subtle about this, for
out of
sure.
everything that happened in this movie, from the backstitching out, the dual pupil, the grotesque monster at the end, the grossest thing was seeing that shrimp stuffed in that guy's teeth.
Mhm.
Yes. Oh
The
my god.
worst
Anything with Dennis
thing-
Quaid was
Mhm.
gross.
Oh, I don't know why he is not getting some kind of award.
I agree.
Because that performance of just the oblivious, narcissistic,
Mhm.
arrogant jagoff who changed his assistant's name
Just
to be
because he didn't
so
want to pronounce it.
Had too many syllables, Brad.
Yeah.
dismissive, so dismissive of anybody that, well, anybody over 14, like,
Right.
so, and the problem is Dennis Quaid's a very attractive person, but they made him very ugly.
Mhm.
Right.
They succeeded in making the greasy hair, the buggy
Ugh.
eyes,
The teeth.
the teeth, the patches of his face that weren't shaven.
Yeah.
just
I mean, every
little
time he came on
spots.
screen, you just wanted to recoil. And be
Oh
like,
yeah, he was more repugnant than the subsequent ending. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting. There was a great thing on the Globes the other night where they on the Golden Globes where they had a Margaret Qualley and Demi Moore next to each other, and they did a kind of like, "Oh, no,
A
it's
bit.
my week. It's my week out. It's my week."
Yeah.
that's cute.
Yeah, and yeah, Margaret Qualley is unfortunately kind of riding second to Demi
Yeah.
Moore in this, but
Mhm.
I mean, like the stuff that she went through, like when you see all the stuff she had to get into for the end and the
It had to be
prosthetic,
hell.
the prosthetic,
Yes.
just the prosthetic boobs had to be crazy for her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, to be that exposed also, because
Yes.
they don't make movies
No.
which I don't know if you're allowed to, or if nobody is brave enough, or there has to be so many substandards that, okay, we are going to take a really hard shot at TNA for most of this movie. Are we allowed to do that?
Right.
Not so much, but we're going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Well, it's so interesting because this comes from the perspective of a female filmmaker. So, had this come from a man, I think this would have felt so much different.
Oh, because
But
it
you
wouldn't
get
have,
that
it wouldn't have
There'd be a
played.
different discussion.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
They-
I agree with
There
that.
would be people protesting it.
Well, there are already people that have a problem with it and saying that she's completely negating like what she's railing against here, and I don't agree with that
No.
because there is a
Yeah,
lot of
not at all.
gratuitous lingering and
You can find whatever
male
message
gaze
you
and-
want in
Yeah.
whatever
That
you want.
yes.
I could find a message in Boy Kills World. I'm not going to search that hard. This was just a fantastic performance. I'll be the first one to say, for me, at the end, it kind of like trailed off.
Yeah.
But
it's not uncommon to
watching,
hear from people for sure.
watching Demi Moore do her thing.
Who would say that?
Okay.
Yeah,
Look.
you either fully buy into the last 20
Yeah.
minutes or, I get
I
it.
agree.
I get it.
I
It's
mean,
not for everybody.
I know it's a movie and it's fake. I knew it was fake as soon as I saw her try and stitch up the back, and I'm like, you know how to do that? All right, that's cool. But it was just, you can't deny how it was shot.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Beautifully,
Yes.
ugly. You cannot deny the weird locations. That
Yeah.
makes absolutely no sense, but I was on board. And just, who wouldn't want to be a better version of themselves?
Yeah, but at what cost? Like, you know,
Mhm.
that makes for an interesting discussion. I will say that I've not felt as passionately about a film since 2018's Hereditary. I get passionate about all kinds of movies for sure, but like that was another movie just like this where like anyone who would listen to me, I would scream, "You have to see Hereditary. This is like one of the best things I've ever seen," and this just kind of joins that. And yeah, plenty of great movies certainly between then and now, but this just like rose to that level of passion for me, and it's something it's an all-timer for me for sure. Like I will always love this movie. I'll always have respect for it. And I'll still scream it in the face of anyone who hasn't seen it. Like, guys, see the substance. You have to see the substance, even if you'd feel like this is not your thing. This is the kind of movie that can win you over because of the craft on display, the acting, the visual design, the set design, all of it. It's a stunner in every way.
Shout out
Exactly.
Dolores.
Yeah, and
That's right.
Dolores,
Yeah.
man.
I
and,
do
and
hope
my mother, 75
Yeah.
years old, fucking love this movie.
Yeah, right.
I do hope the Academy sees past what I disliked about it and appreciate not the bravery, because everyone could say that like, both actors were very brave for doing what they did. Absolutely, they were. But courage doesn't win awards; talent
Right.
does.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they had equal bravery versus talent. Demi
Sure.
Moore has never won an acting award ever.
Right.
And she just won one for this.
Yeah, the narrative for her is extremely good this year, and like with the speech she gave at the Globes, it was so heartfelt. It was just wonderful, and it was so real, and just you could see what kind of she's been through as an actress in Hollywood, and how this kind of like this movie brought her full circle because she has to relate to exactly everything that went on in this movie in her real life,
Right.
and you could just feel her passion in that speech, and that's the kind of thing, whether you like it or not, and I don't necessarily agree with this, but that could actually win her an Oscar because they want a moment like that for their award show as well. And I
You
don't
wanna
think this is
feel-
my favorite performance of the year. That goes to Mikey Madison for me, but this is a very
Fair.
high up one for me, and I would love to see her win. I would jump out of my seat if she won an Oscar for this.
I would love that.
All right, guys, I guess we're on to me.
And then there was one.
Oh dear.
Save the best for last.
I don't know about that. People are going to be like, "Oh, okay, that was a
Aw.
choice." Shit. Yeah, this is a live look at me at the movie theater. I'm generally by myself, and I
Look at
wasn't
that
gonna
jag
do
off ahead of me.
right? Yeah. And I wasn't going to do honorable mentions, but I've decided that I am going to.
Good.
My honorable mentions are going to be. I live in Jacksonville, Florida, guys, so it's hardly New York, LA. So there are still films from 2024 that I haven't seen yet, like The Brutalist and Hard Truths and a number of other things that just haven't made it to my area. So yeah, of course, my list could be more complete. So I'm going to honorable mention two things that were actually technically 2023 releases that I didn't get to see until 2024. And I'm
Boo.
just going to briefly mention All of Us Strangers, the first movie that made me cry on the internet. I absolutely love that movie. If you haven't seen it, I cannot recommend it enough. It's just a haunting drama, like thrillery sort of feeling drama.
Really?
Yeah, it's just about loss and loneliness and connection, and it's just absolutely beautiful. It's stunning, it's heartbreaking, and it's wonderful. And another one for me that was actually awards contender last year called The Zone of Interest that I did not get to see until well into January of 2024. This is a movie that will not play as well at home as it did in the movie theater because the sound design is so vital to this
Oh
movie.
yes.
And if
Yeah.
you do decide to watch this at home, is it a fun watch? Nope.
Nope.
Sure isn't.
But if you can headphone
Heavy.
it, like if
Yeah,
you can,
headphone.
if you can do this with, like if you do this at home, watch it with headphones.
I agree. Yeah, I think that's the only way to do it because otherwise, if you don't get the nuanced audio of this movie, and I know that sounds crazy to say, it's just going to come across as boring, I think. But when you get the right audio experience with this movie, it's one of the most horrifying things that I've sat through.
Mhm.
It's not a horror movie per se. It's a Holocaust movie that's quiet, very quiet,
Well, it's
and
not.
basically just about a family and that happens to live right outside of a concentration camp. And oh my God, this movie stuck with me in a major
Mhm.
way. It really is truly something else. And definitely not an easy sit or an easy watch, but it's just powerful and incredible. And yeah, highly recommended, guys. I don't know if it's streaming anywhere. I'm sure it is somewhere at this
It's
point.
on Max.
Oh, okay. Oh,
So it'll
yeah,
be
day
on Plex
24.
very
so-
soon.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's also a very cold movie. It's cold, but it's great. Okay, so for my number 5, I agonized over this, guys. Oh God. My top 4 were pretty solid, but number 5, I was like, there are just so many things vying for attention here. And what I decided to go with was a movie called Them from director Sam H. Freeman and Ng Chun Ping. I don't know. Forgive me, guys. I'm a white boy from the United States.
You
I
did
have no idea.
awesome. I think that's right.
Starring George McKay and Nathan Stewart Jarrett. And this is an insanely intense thriller about a drag queen who ends up being the recipient of a hate crime one night. Ends up with a lot of PTSD from this experience. And the person who whipped their ass that night, he comes across several months later at a gay bathhouse, basically sees this person, brings back all the memories, and from that moment on, revenge is the order of the day. And holy shit, this is one hell of a ride, one hell of an intense ride. And it's very much about kind of drag in all of its forms, not necessarily even the gay form, but just the things that you put on yourself, even not as a drag queen, but as a regular person, to shield yourself or disguise yourself or put what you want out into the world for other people to see.
Armor.
And what plays out is it's just seriously one of the most intense things that I watched this entire year. And it's such a
Wow.
small movie. I feel like I've heard nobody talk about this. And
This is the
that
first I've heard of this. and
Yeah.
it sounds pretty intense.
yeah,
It
it's just
sounds
that
like-
kind of small. And I think everybody here would probably enjoy it. It definitely is like a quote unquote like gay film or whatever, but it's just about so much more than that. And just like the level of intensity this gets to, like it takes a lot for a movie to make me like crouch down in my seat and like I'm watching through my fingers, like terrified of the next thing that's going to happen, the next like little bit of something that's going to come about. And it's just like, oh my God, you're just like waiting for everything to just explode into this explode, man. Like, I mean, that's what this whole entire movie feels like, is a ticking time bomb just waiting to go off. And it's so incredibly acted. It's beautifully shot. It's just wildly interesting all around, and it's just riveting from start to finish. This is absolutely one of the best thrillers of the year. Fem, I believe it is on Hulu. So if you have Hulu, it is streaming there. Chris and I almost watched this the other night. He had a couple of choices to pick from. That sounds bad, like I'm giving him choices, but I needed to watch a couple of movies before like before we did all of this. So I was like, okay, like these are a couple things I need to watch. So let me know. But I saw this in the theater way earlier in the year, and it just stuck with me all throughout the year. And God, get on it, guys. Like if you like a thriller, and especially like just a white knuckle hands, like watch through your hands type of thriller, Fem is that movie for sure.
Okay.
I've not heard of that. This sounds pretty great.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, so number 4 for me. Another movie I know earlier in the year I did not shut the fuck up about was Red Room.
I still want to see this. I haven't had a chance to, but yeah, I'm excited.
This is director Pascal Plante. Stars Juliette Gariepy and Laurie Babin. And this is about a trial of a case of a man who was murdering teen girls, basically. And there are these 2 women that were going to this trial almost as like groupies in a way. Like you kind of don't understand their motivations for going to this trial and wanting to sit in on these proceedings every day and watch this. I mean, they were going so far as to like go in the middle of the night and sleep in the alley, like right outside where they were doing this, so that they could be the first in line to ensure that they had seats to view this thing. And it's essentially a character study of the Juliette Gariepy character. And what are her motivations here? Why is she so invested in this? And as this thing unfolds, this is a slow burn for sure. But there is a point that you get to in this movie where this film absolutely positively grabs you by the throat and just slams you up against a wall and just makes you take it. And you just have to take it.
Sounds like my kind of movie.
Oh. You okay, Brian?
I'm pretty down for all of that. I'm not gonna lie.
Hand necklace, the wall.
That's not it so bad.
It.
No, just
You're gonna take it.
say it again, Chad. Say that again.
Yeah, slower.
You're gonna take it, Brad. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait. Yeah, no, turn it the other way. Not the way we are. No, the other way. Lower. Give us like the. It puts
Yeah,
the
we need
lotion
the
on its
what's
skin.
yeah.
version.
Give me the Barry White.
Very white. Yeah, there you go.
But this movie is never ever graphic ever. It's never violent on screen ever. This is another film that relies very much on like sound design in a lot of ways, but I think this will play very well at home. And just as this unfolds and you start to understand a bit more like what some of the motivations are here. And of course the crimes that they're talking about in this are horrific and disturbing. This is an incredibly disturbing film, especially by the end. When I walked out of the theater when the credits rolled on this, I just sat there stunned. I was like, I cannot believe what I just sat here and watched. And this just absolutely stuck with me. Like, well, really all of these movies stuck with me this year. Like this was a great year for movie, but this it stuck with me, man. And I've never been able to stop thinking about this. And I have watched it one other time since then. It absolutely more than held up. And I guess my one warning about this is that it starts slow, guys. I found this completely riveting from beginning to end, but this is not the kind of thing that comes out the gate punching. It has to lull you into its spell, but once it does, it really does. And it is like
I've started
breathless.
it twice. I've heard so many good things about it.
Just can't get into it.
Oh no.
It's also
Or
no.
just not-
No.
maybe
That's
not
it's
ready
not a
for
knock
it,
on it.
or-
It's
Okay.
It's subtitled. It's another language. Like
Mhm.
for me, I watch crazy amount of movies. I need to be in such a particular mood to
Yeah,
do
I hear that. Yeah,
foreign
I'm the
language
same
that
way.
is that's not action. Like
yeah,
action, I can watch anytime. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I know this is going to be good. I just can't. I can't focus on what
Sure.
this movie needs.
I mean, like the first 15 minutes of this is like a one take
Right.
around just a courtroom setting that's just like very just regular ass like courtroom proceedings essentially. So yeah, I mean, like that's where you're starting here with this. But if you give into it, and like I said, you'll get to that point where I mean, my jaw was on the floor. I was like, what in the fuck is going on here? What just happened? I can't believe I'm watching this right now. And I was shook. And I remained shook through the entire rest of this movie. And yeah, if something like that sounds at all interesting to you, I just
Is it not?
cannot give this a high enough recommendation. It's just, and it's incredible. It's stunning. And the kind of thing that just left me pinned to my seat in the theater. Oh, Red Rooms. Holy shit. And I would say, yeah, it is foreign language, about probably 75% of it in French and the other 25 in English. So there's a few English moments, but it is majority French. And this is a
understand French, so
Canadian
that's
film,
cool.
I believe. Okay, so number 3 for me. Oh, I love this movie so much. Challengers from director Luca Guadagnino with Zendaya, Mike Weiss, and Josh O'Connor. Just one of... Bitch, I don't give a fuck about tennis. Let me promise you that. I am not a sports person in any way, shape, or form, but I love movies about sports for whatever reason. And this is something that I went into like knowing who the director was, and I was pretty intrigued because of that. And I thought it looked pretty good. This is one I actually saw a trailer for before I went. And this movie blew my mind. It continues to blow my mind. It's so smart. It's sexy. It's funny. It's fun. And it's just so well written with great, super rich characters. And the way the screenplay was written here. So my number one movie of last year was a movie called, oh my God, by Celine Song. No, I'm not going to move on until I know.
Celine Song.
Why can I
Celine
not think of the
Song.
name of my favorite movie that I couldn't shut the fuck up about last year?
I didn't know you last year, so sorry.
Oh, Past
Yeah.
Lives. Good
Oh,
Lord,
Past
guys.
Lives. Okay.
Holy shit. That movie's incredible. Holy shit. Watch
Yes,
that for real.
It is.
But this was actually written by her husband. And
Who got his start doing like digital shorts? Doesn't
Uh,
he has like a digital short that like caught fire.
Okay.
okay, I didn't realize that for sure. But this is absolutely incredible. With this being a film about tennis and the screenplay, what it does is it moves back and forth in time a lot. And it's never hard to keep track of or what's going on or where we are. But the film itself plays out like a tennis match. It's just this constant back and forth until you get to the end and you become so riveted by these characters and their motivations and what's going on here that I just was on the edge of my seat just based off of literal like just character interactions, because it's about two great friends basically who play tennis. They both fall in love with a girl while they're like about to enter college who also plays tennis, and sort of their dynamic as two guys who like the same girl. She's sort of dated one, moves to the other, ends up married to one, and is his tennis coach, all this kind of shit. And it's just all about these character motivations and this like back and forth again, like of this three-way relationship over like a 13-year period. But this film is absolutely riveting from start to finish. It's so wildly entertaining. It's insanely shot. The score from Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, which did just win a Golden Globe, and I jumped out of the chair when they announced that shit, because that's one of the coolest awards you could give, because this score absolutely fucks so hard. And it is another character in the movie. It's that vital to the movie. Like the score just is, it's the fourth main character here. So Challengers, oh
Yeah.
I
The
beg you
score
guys.
is just it almost it gets so close to being too far at that last scene. And you are literally just like, okay, my heart's beating.
Right.
You're just trying to like the score is literally giving you an anxiety panic attack as the ball's just going pew, pew, like back and forth.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
And
a
I will
lot.
say, I watched this the other night with Chris. He had not seen this, and it had been a little while since I had seen it. So I know in the theater, the score, and some people had a complaint about this, but I thought it really worked. The score is mixed too high at times, like it drowns out
Mhm.
dialogue.
Mhm.
But I thought that really worked to add like this intense
Is it-
immediacy to like what was going on.
Doesn't sound like it was a mistake.
No, it was not. It definitely was not. But I noticed in the release that we watched the other night that they have changed that sound mix in a pretty major way.
Okay.
You could tell, you could hear it. Even he commented on it. Like when those moments would happen, when that score normally would have been a little bit too high, you can hear the dialogue like raise in volume.
Oh wow.
And it
Oh,
doesn't necessarily
good.
take away from it. You still get a lot of the same impact, but I think that original mix, the theater mix, was definitely the preferred one. And yeah, this movie is just insane. Just insane. And
Cool.
insanely entertaining. Chris enjoyed it too. He didn't necessarily like the very ending of it. I think Coach is the only other one who's seen it here. He was like, "Wait, what? That's the
No,
end?" And I
but
was
I-
like,
I
"That was
stand
perfect
by-
to me."
I stand by my theory that this
I
is
know what your theory is.
like I stand by it that this is a story about the love of two men for each other and
Yes,
Zendaya's love of tennis. I stand by
Yes.
that, and I will fight anybody on it.
I don't doubt. I do not disagree with that in any way at all. This is a
Love that.
very. It's not a gay movie necessarily, but it is homoerotic in a lot of ways, in a lot of really major ways.
It's not a gay movie, but it is a gay.
Yeah, but it is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Gay
I'm gonna,
erotic movie.
I'm gonna challenge something. Okay, there's no gay movies. There's movies that have gay people.
Yeah, facts. Okay,
True.
You know,
And I will
there-
say
there's-
with it, for as sexy as this movie is, there is no sex in this movie. No on-screen sex ever. There's just a whole lot of like
tennis.
tense, like interpersonal moments between people that just are sexy and insanely sexy sometimes.
This
And
is the gateway to the Zendaya bad bitch era.
she
really?
was someone who I didn't give a fuck about before this movie for real. I don't give a fuck. I think she looks like Grumpy Cat half the time. She does. For real.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
Yeah,
she came to turn the party in
evolving from,
Challengers.
Spider-Man's girlfriend, didn't she?
Yeah. She just always has this like poo face thing, and her mouth's always
Yeah.
turned down at the corners and shit. I'm just like,
Well, I'm pretty sure that was her character for Dune 2.
Aw.
Just poo face.
yeah, right.
Poo
Just
face.
poo face.
I
for
want you
2
to
hours.
always
Yeah,
think
right.
of the
if-
smelling
if they-
poo.
If they followed the books by Dune, she was kind of the concubine on the side as he married somebody else just to make everybody happy. But
Yeah.
I still love you, so yeah, you gotta have that face.
Yeah, there it is. But yeah, this is highly recommended, Carly. I think you would absolutely love this movie. Your husband, I don't know.
I was about
Again,
to say, he probably will not like this movie, but
Again,
I
there's
might.
nothing
I
graphic
probably
about it.
will.
but there's a
I-
lot.
Yeah.
There's just a lot to chew on here, and a lot
Yeah.
to take in, and just a lot that will like stick with you afterward. And it's one of the most entertaining movies of the year, while still actually having just so much substance and so much shit boiling under the surface. So it's
Mhm.
surface level entertaining, but there's just a lot going on and a lot to stick with, and that keeps you thinking. And yeah,
And it was funny.
Wonderful.
There's a Mike. Is it Feist or Faust?
Feist.
Feist.
Fight.
Like he got on my radar with Spielberg's West Side Story.
West Side Story,
Yeah,
yep.
he played like the right hand guy and like was so good at that. And then I learned that he was in Dear Evan Hansen as one of the main roles, and just I loved him in this, and both him and Josh O'Connor. I can't wait to see what they do next.
Yeah. And two, something I thought was so brilliant about this too, like it takes place, like I said, over a 13-year time period. And the way that they handle the way that these characters look in
Mhm.
those two time periods is extremely well done. I mean,
Yes.
nobody's aged in
That's
an
good.
extreme way. And a
Yeah.
lot of
Good.
it just comes down to like
Haircuts.
what they wear and shit and stuff like that.
Well,
But like
because-
it's so perfect and it feels so real. Like they feel their ages at all points in this movie, whatever they're supposed to be portraying. And that
Right.
was so well done.
I mean, I'm an old man, so like these people look like children.
Yeah. Okay,
Right.
facts. Oh my god.
That's okay.
Like,
I'm
no,
not-
sorry, Zendaya looks like a perpetual child, and the two boys they
Uh.
look like like they're gonna tug her hair and push her down.
Okay,
know what I
right.
mean? Like-
She's got cooties.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. Okay,
Well,
there are
we've
no
all
surprise-
seen the scene where she's on the bed and each guy's kissing her neck and stuff. So
They marketed the
didn't have
fuck
all
out of that
that.
scene like it was about
Didn't
to
have all the
have this big
cooties.
hot threesome moment, but
Yep.
it actually plays out incredibly funny. It's a super funny scene. And like Chris the other night, like he hadn't seen this and I don't think knew a whole lot about it. And he was like dying laughing during this. And so was
Mhm.
I. Like I love this. And I was happy that he was enjoying it. And it just goes to show this is, I think, a pretty crowd pleasing movie for the most part. And
Sure.
just so well done.
I'll have to check it out.
yeah.
And then my next two are certainly not surprises. We have Honora.
Honora.
Yeah. I love you, Honora. You're my girl. I'm gonna come work at the titty bar
Mhm.
with you, girl.
I love you, Yura.
Yeah. Oh, and you're a Borisov. Oh my god. Like one fit boy that I would absolutely marry. Like he is just so lovely in every way in that movie. So
One fit boy.
One
I
fit
would
boy.
marry.
Did you just turn British?
Aw.
One boy there.
suddenly I'm British. And of course, my number one of the year, anyone who knows of me, follows me on Twitter, any of that kind of shit, knows that I have never shut the fuck up about the substance. Probably won't be anytime soon.
Mm-mm.
Like I'll
Look at that poster. Look at those fucking teeth.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
spells it for me. Oh god,
Perfect.
it's awful.
But yeah, that was it for me, guys. And it's just been a hell of a year for movies. And
Yeah.
It really has.
and anything like I said, I mentioned here that anyone hasn't seen, God, please, like, especially amongst y'all, like I definitely think I have I think I have heavy hitters here, and at least I would
Everybody
like to
has
think
everybody has their diverse crew. No one's is better than anybody else except mine.
Yeah.
And
Okay. Right. I mean, I will preface all of mine with saying that I'm a person who absolutely loved the movie Skinamarink. Have you seen that, Carly?
I have not.
Okay. So I've gotten a lot of shit for loving that movie.
I've heard good and bad things about it, so
I think it's
I
incredible.
understand.
That movie actually genuinely got under my skin in a lot of ways. I get the people who it didn't work for. I get it. But yeah, so just know going into this, guys, that I'm a Skinamarink lover and there's no shame in my Skinamarink game.
as we talked about, listen, my favorite movie of the year is not the best movie of the year.
Right.
Everything
your
is
favorite movie.
subjective.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
That's all how
just
all mine
it.
are too, man.
And that's just
Yeah.
it. It doesn't need to be the best to be your favorite. I mean,
Mm-mm.
Christ, a friend of mine, his favorite movie of the year was Transformers 1.
Okay.
I heard
I've
that
seen
was
that on some
good.
top
I haven't
10
seen
lists,
it,
yeah.
but yeah,
I loved
heard
it.
was
I
good.
thought it was fantastic. You know, is it better than Substance? I don't think so. But you know what? That's his favorite movie. And
Yeah.
Right. It's not
When
for
all of
people
this
here
shit-
saying the brutalist is just the no. We probably all haven't had the chance to see it. We
Yeah,
would luck
I'd
if
like
we
to
can
see
all
it.
make it. Yeah. Just
you got that kind of time?
I know,
I'm
right? I was like, holy
Okay.
shit, this movie's almost 4 hours long. I don't know.
Commitment, man. Come on.
Yeah.
When
I
Chris and I
gotta
went to see
rule.
Baby Girl, the trailer played before it. So I
Mhm.
sat through whatever trailers were there. I was with another person and the Brutalist trailer played and that shit gave me goosebumps. I was excited. And I looked at him at the end and he was like, oh, is that really long movie with the intermission? Because I had talked about
you know
it.
that movie?
it looks like
That
you're
really long
going
movie
alone.
with Adrian
And I was
Brody.
like, yeah. Oh, I already knew he wasn't into it. But I was like, how
Aw.
could you watch that trailer and not like be salivating for that? And he was like, yeah, I'm good. Like I'm good forever on that.
Okay,
So
so
I'm
what
definitely a
is that is our 2024. What do you think your first movie you're going to see of 2025 is?
Oh, that's a good question. I need to see A Complete Unknown, even though that's a 2024 film.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, and technically, I'm seeing the last
Brutal.
Samurai?
not
It's a good
Call
one.
Girl. Oh, geez.
The last Showgirl.
The last Showgirl, but that's technically a 24
Yeah.
movie.
No, but this is the newest movie you're going to see in theater for 2025.
It'll be the
Oh,
last
God.
show.
I have
last
no
Showgirl.
idea.
I'm not
I don't
quite
even know what's
sure on
going
that
out
one
yet.
either. There are things I'm looking forward to, but they're not
Yes.
quite.
There's plenty
sure
I'm
yet.
looking forward
Yeah.
to. Wow, this is going to be another great year. I think
I
the
hope so.
next one I'm going to see is the Robbie Williams
Oh yes, a better
Oh,
man.
biopic.
Mm.
I want
I
to see
am
it
so
so
excited to talk about that with you guys.
I love Robbie Williams.
That one I think comes to theaters for me this weekend. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It is.
So I'm
it is
definitely
this
seeing
weekend too, for me.
and it's one of those that like it's like it's not getting great reviews, but it is getting no, it's getting great reviews, but not doing great money. But
Okay.
I don't care. It
Don't
was.
care.
Yeah, I'm not worried about how much.
I can't wait to. Yeah, I can't wait to discuss that one. I think next week's show will be a good show. I mean, every week we do a show is a good.
It's a
show.
great
Let's say,
show.
man,
Yeah,
what the,
I agree
what
with
the
that.
fuck, dude? You're gonna tell this thing. Everything
Except
we
for
do is
last
awesome.
week, or maybe the week
Yeah,
before.
that,
Or the week
that
before,
one was
yeah.
not very good.
Last week sucked.
Honestly, anytime I get to sit and talk with you guys, I have a great fucking time. And
Yes.
Yeah,
I love it,
yes,
man.
I concur with that. I always enjoy this.
And I love, especially like tonight goes to show just truly how diverse we all are and what we think and what we like. And
Except for me
I
and
think it's-
Chad.
I was going to say we went from 3 white guys and a white girl to eclectic movies.
Suddenly, yeah, because there was just so little crossover. Like I really expected there to be so much more than that. So yeah, I think is exciting, and it makes me excited. And this is exactly the kind of thing I would want to sit and watch. So I'm happy to be part of putting something out there that is something that I would actually like sit and watch every week and stuff.
Just say we're pretty great.
Yeah, we rock.
No big deal. We're just
And
busy
roll.
being amazing. All right. Does anyone else have anything else they want to add or say before we get the fuck out of here tonight?
It's been a great year, guys. Thanks.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say cricket. I need to add
Yes.
crickets to like the soundboard thing here. Hey, wait, hold on. Just one more time for posterity. Hold on.
Hello.
Okay, guys, I love this so much.
Wow.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
I'm too excited about this shit. Fuck. Okay. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for listening. And continue to join us, guys. Subscribe to the audio
Oh dear.
and YouTube. And we'll talk to you next week.
You know, I wonder if I use that filter for my voice. Will my voice sound normal?
Yeah, you put